Valuable information, I think.
Okay.
Mr. Collins, well, you don't want to hear from me?
I certainly do. Hey, I didn't
Basically,
vote.
excuse me,
Doesn't matter.
about a little over a year ago, Ms. Cox came to me with an idea about the Marbletown Guardians. We came together a little bit of budget and got her program started. So this is Ms. Cox, this is Ms. Kyle, and Ms. Hill, and they're going to present you a brief presentation.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As he said, I'm Kendra Cox, and I'm an inclusion teacher at Sweetwater High School. And these are two of my colleagues, Wendy Hill, who teaches journalism and English, and Lauren Kyle, who is one of my... Sorry. It's a short person thing. All right. Better? Better? Okay. Yeah. If you will, just open your folder, and I'm going to take you through some of the things you'll have in your pamphlet. Okay, first you have our pamphlet, and on the front cover is our logo that I created with the Alpha and the Omega sign. Our motto is Ab Initio Usque Ad Finum Minimus, which translates to from the beginning to the end we remember, which is kind of appropriate for our club and how we deal with cemeteries and whatnot. In the pamphlet, it gives you an idea of what we do. We're very interested in historic preservation. We start by visiting cemeteries to look for interesting graves that we can research on Ancestry.com, which is a free service that we have through the school system. We also serve people who reach out to us by looking into cemeteries or certain graves that they would like to be researched. After researching the person, we clean the tombstone. Then we meet with the families of that person and share what we found, and we gather the records and turn them over to the Monroe County Archives. Students can earn Tennessee Promise Hours, which is great if they're going to college, and also they're helping to preserve our own heritage and our history of this region. So next I'll share with you, oh, and also on the inside you can see some of the befores and afters of the tombstones that we've done. And next I'll share with you some of the community response and publicity that we've received thus far. When I was first gauging interest in this club, I called the mayor of Sweetwater to see if this would be a club that the city could stand behind. And Mayor Lowe was immediately an enthusiastic supporter of ours. He passed a proclamation with the city council, and I've included the proclamation and letter of support for you. It should be the next item. And I've also got some more pictures for you to see, like Henry Mays, who was a popular figure in Sweetwater history, who Mays Avenue was named after. His tombstone is in there, as well as the founder of Sweetwater, I.T. Lenore. And we've cleaned their stones as well. Next, you have the May 2016 newsletter from Camp 39 of the Sons of the Union Veterans, showing our collaboration with Camp 39's Junior Vice Commander / Graves Registration Officer, Richard Holmes. After that is the spring-summer edition of the Tennessee Mountain Traveler magazine. The Advocate prints over 15,000 of these for distribution in 3 states. So we were very happy and honored, quite humbled actually, to have a 3-page spread in the magazine. And finally, you have 2 newspaper articles about us. The first article tells the story of how all this started and how I got the idea for the Guardians. And the second article chronicles our collaboration with the Sons of the Union Vets. So, and also, we will be in an upcoming issue of Farragut Life magazine, hopefully the Christmas issue, but when it comes out, I'll try to email the board and let you guys know. Okay, now we'll start a PowerPoint presentation, Ms. Kyle. Okay, first we'd like to play for you a movie commercial, a preview that was, that the Athens Movie Palace did on us. The owner reached out to me in May wanting to do a piece on us as part of their Ours series, which features interesting community events or people in the region, and we are episode 6 of that series. So, Ms. Kyle. Gary. Okay, there it goes.
The world is full of amazing people, stories, events, and places. We want to tell you about some of ours. Basically, we're on our way to a cemetery
locate a stone. Like you said, we have people report stones that they think really just are need to be cleaned up, need to be taken care of, and there's not always people available to do that. So we'll come out and we'll spray it down with water, we'll put bleach on, and then we start scrubbing like crazy.
Kind of dishwashing brushes, we don't want a brush that's too stiff that will damage the stone. It's all about how much, like if there's a lot of lichen growth, which you can see here, that's when we can clean the stone. Just over time, especially if they're under trees where there's a lot of sap, that can really discolor them over time. But usually, if they have a sealant on them, that sealant has usually worn off after about 10 years, or 5 to 10 years. So of course the stone will start to weather, like your house weathers, and if your house gets dirty, you're going to clean it. We research the person, and then we get in touch with the Monroe County Archives and turn over a folder. We have free access to Ancestry.com. We do a lot of research there, and when we finish with all that, we gather everything to give it to the archives. That way they have it for their records. So if anyone's doing any family research later on, they can find everything they need to know about this person and to what information we had available to us. And to conclude our presentation, I would like to tell you about 4 people that the students felt that you should know about. 4 people that are buried in Westview Cemetery that they really just love their stories. First is Jacob Mosier. He is on the back row. He's the second from the left. He was born with a back deformity that prevented him from playing with the other kids his age. But he would always go down to Sweetwater Creek and sit on his favorite rock to watch and cheer his friends on. However, Jacob died at the age of 30. And when he died, his parents had his rock dug up from Sweetwater Creek and brought to serve as his tombstone. Next is Frank Graziotti. He was born in Italy and immigrated to the U.S. with his parents when he was 6 years old. On November 17, 1899 was his landing date at Ellis Island. And in your packet, I've included our research that we have found on him. And that this is just so you know that we do more than just clean tombstones. This is the comprehensive research that the students actually do. We have his death certificate, his immigration records, what ship he landed on, and everything. So, anyway, continuing on. Frank served in World War I and attained the rank of first lieutenant. Frank moved to Chattanooga after the war, where he met and married Sweetwater native Irma Blanton. Frank died of a heart attack at the age of 40 and is interred at Westview Cemetery, surrounded by his wife's family. And one interesting thing that the kids thought I should tell you is we've been in contact with one of Frank's great-grandnieces in New Jersey, and she was so excited to hear about where her great-uncle was buried. She had no idea. She knew of his existence, but she had never met him because he was from her great-grandmother's first marriage. And so she was very excited. She's currently trying to find any pictures of Frank because she thinks she may have one, and if she finds one, she'll send it to us. And the next person is... What you like? Is go forward again. And Mary Lenore Reagan. They were very excited. We just cleaned her grave this past month, and she has some amazing connections to our area. Her brother, I.T. Lenore, was the founder of Sweetwater. His tombstone, pre and post cleaning, I've included in your packet from earlier. Her father was the founder of Lenore City. Her grandfather was the founder of Lenore, North Carolina, and was a captain in the Battle of Kings Mountain during the Revolutionary War. Her husband, James Reagan, who's also buried there, is the namesake of Reagan Station, which is on the McMinn-Monroe County line. If you're from Sweetwater and Iota, you're familiar with that area. He was also a brigadier general in the Tennessee militia. He was captured and held hostage in Knoxville in 1864, and he died in the military prison there. And finally, James Preston Bivens. They were really impressed with him because he was 18 years old when he entered the service for the Civil War. He was captured near Athens by the Confederate Army, and he was sent to Andersonville. He was actually a survivor of Andersonville. He was there for 4 months from January of 1865 to April of 1865. And as you know, the Civil War ended the next month in May, 1 month after he was let go. And I just put it on the publications again so you can see what all we've been involved in so far. Our club has only been around since February, so I think we're doing well. And these are some of our contributors and partnerships, the Sons of Union Veterans, of course, Mayor Dora Lowe, Betty Ryder. She's from Oklahoma. We cleaned one of her relatives' graves, and she's been very helpful with trying to give us more information than what we could find on Ancestry. And Roberta Childress is from the Tellico area. She's been very, very excited. She's a former postmaster and is very helpful and is constantly sending me things to include in research. So, and Mr. John Love, and that's who's in the picture with us there. He works at Von Orr Middle School. So we've been very pleased. So are there any questions?
How many do you have in the club?
We have, right now we have 12, but we recently had a club day and I had over 70 to sign up.
Great. What inspired you?
Well, I love genealogy, and I've been trying to find one relative's grave, and I've looked for years, and I just can't find it. And I know it's in a derelict cemetery, but it's just somewhere I can't find. So I thought nobody should have that. Everybody should be able to find their ancestors. So I wanted to start this to help out everyone be able to find who they're missing.
Where all are you planning on going outside of Westview? Are you just going to stick to Sweetwater cemeteries, or are you going to go beyond that?
Oh, no, but for now, because transportation's kind of an issue, and we're kind of a fledgling club right now, we will be sticking with the Sweetwater area for now, but in future years, we want to move out and be able to go to the rest of Monroe County, like Roberta Childress is trying to get me to come out to Tellico, and you and John Love will let me to come work to Von Orr, and we want to branch out and go everywhere. I've had calls from McMinn County, I've had calls from Knox County, and eventually we'd love to go to those places, but we need to stay where we're at first to kind of let the kids explore.
One more question. What do you teach?
I'm an inclusion teacher. I'm special education. I'm in 2 English classes with Ms. Kyle, U.S. History and Government this year.
That's great. It's a great thing.
Thank you.
And when do you do this? When do you, this your own time, right?
Yes, we meet after school. We probably meet about once a month. And it just depends on what we're doing. Like sometimes we may go out and clean 4 or 5 graves, sometimes 1, but we always want to make sure too that we have the history first. So if we're meeting the family in the cemetery, then we can share with them what we found.
Any idea how many hours you've spent doing this?
So far, probably about 70, 80.
Good. I'm
Very commendable.